So welcome YouTube. I just did a an update on what buyers should be doing during coronavirus update. I pointed out the New York Times article, so I didn't feel like the New York Times had an article on it today. What should buyers do? And they gave a little fact patterns about 3 or 4 couples, and they compared it to 2008. And so before that, I was staying away from this. I was feeling bad, like maybe someone would look me as some sort of opportunist or a carpetbagger. But I realized that it's not easy to get facts. I even called my association to see. I'm going to show you. There's a bunch of tools. I'm going to pull this up right now that we have as real estate agents. That I have. Oh wait, I already had that up. Okay, that we have, and so like, InfoSparks is great for it. There is Home Decks. These are things we look at to see the market, the background, the sales prices going up and down, list of sales price, all this stuff in a group. Like InfoSparks lets us break it down neighborhood by neighborhood. But it only goes up, right now it's the middle of March, it only goes up right now to February. And in the past, I think it updated like the first week in the next month. So I had no data there. I called my MLS. Do we have any tools that are up to date? First person I spoke with said they don't know. My MLS is, my local association, North San Diego County Association of Realtors. You can see that up here. But the MLS I'm a member of is CRMLS. Right here, you can see that. And they cover San Diego, Orange County, LA, much of Southern California, some of the desert areas, and then they have associations all the way up, I think, in like towards the Northern California. So there's a lot of data in here. But the best I could do was just go and pick out a house. I picked mine, and I used RPR. I clicked on this, and we're going to see exactly what's going on in my neighborhood to see if we can get any updates. So, because I think the only way you're going to stay up to date, well, I'm going to look for other tools, but the best way is to just actually get the comps on your house at that given moment. So that's what I did, and then we're going to talk about what I would do if I were thinking about selling anytime soon. So I went through here. You can see I didn't have success as I was clicking on those things. So where is I'm looking for RPR. That's not RPR. InfoSparks. This is still 2020. Things were great. Look, just a few days ago, I said, believe it or not, we're in a serious seller's market with really low inventory. Like, let me just show this. This was crazy. That's the amount of inventory. We are like at almost all-time lows, and in some measures, I think we were in some areas at all-time lows. That's actual. This is based on pendings, and that's actual. But that only goes up to February. And this was price per square foot for San Diego. I was like, wow, this is amazing. But now it's been 2 weeks and the stock market's down. Like, it was down 25% yesterday. It went up 10% today. It's crazy. But let's see if I can get us to RPR. That's not it either. Market Watch Report, CRMLS, North San Diego InfoSparks is good. Where's my RPR? Okay, we're just going to click on it and start from the beginning. And let me pick, what should I pick? I will pick, I'll just pick a random house here. It might not be random, but Poway, California. Let's see if it pulls this up. So this is what we would do. I would then go create comps, build a comp report. I've already confirmed the facts. I'd find comps, and we could widen. Let's see what we're restricting. We could go to 4,000 square feet or something like that. I mean, this is where you're going to get the relevant data for your area to get up to date on what your comps are. This is the way I would do it with this tool, and there's many other tools out there. I'm not saying you have to use our MLS tool. So I would look for these little recently sold things. So that's in the last 3 months. These are all sold. So I'm more interested in the pendings and the for sales right now to track what's going on there. So I would look at this is a pending. It happened 65 days ago. That's not that useful to us. 31 days, 16 days, 7 days, 13 days, 54 days, 65 days, 16 days, 17 days, 34 days. So in my area, that's not all that useful. We don't really see anything on the market. And so I think for the next 2 weeks, many of us are going to be in the dark about whether to put your home on the market. So if you're thinking of doing it, I would do, let's see if I don't want to pull up my emails. Let me go back to me for a second. I'm going to pull up a little thing and we will make a plan for selling our homes. You know what? I'm going to come back with the next video plan for selling during the update. You know what? No, I'll do it right now. We'll expand on it later. Since you're here, let me just pull up a Google Drive, make a new. I just want a new document. My Drive, new. There it is, Google Docs. Okay, so let me post back now. Okay, so I will take down that lower third, and we're going to go to work. Okay, so one, we'll do pricing second, and we'll try. Oh, why did that? Oh, I was touching it over here, so I want to go over here now. Okay, so one, we want to do a room. This is too slow. Room by room. Let me close out all these other programs, see if that will speed it up. Oh, I wonder if I just closed down ManyCam. I wonder if you guys can't even see. Are we still broadcasting? Yes. Okay. Room by room review. All right. You want to go through your house as a realtor would, as a buyer would, as an appraiser would. And while you're doing that room by room review, you might as well be guided by your mandatory seller disclosures, especially the Form SPQ, which is a realtor. California's got two disclosures. One is transfer disclosure statement. That's mandatory by law. If you do it, you get a lot of protections under the law. Highly advise people do it, even if you're selling to professional buyers or a Zillow or an iBuyer or anybody else. I've gone over all the reasons behind the psychology of it. It will frequently, if you do it honestly and they appraise you as credible when they're going through and doing their inspections, either with their inspector or their own people, it's going to result in stronger offers. It's going to knock out a buyer's, one of the big strategies some buyers have is they make an offer, they become the winning bidder, then they come back and say, oh, our inspectors found this, we'd like to take back X amount of dollars. So while you're doing your room by room review, you do your disclosures, right? Then you have you can record if you're working with me, we'd get your disclosures down in paperwork using our software, you'd sign it, you'd be done, you can always update it. But by doing your disclosures, looking at it as a buyer, and you're going saying there's cracks in the wall, there's paint here, you focus in on the things buyers will see. You can then compare and contrast to the comps that are going on in the market right now. And while you're pricing your home in the market, you want to come with an idea of what the maximum likely selling price is for your home in its current condition, and maybe what it would be like in its fixed up condition. So we want to know max val, max likely selling price is what I call it. You want to develop a fair market value. This is way too small, right, for everyone to see. I'll make it bigger. You want to also figure out where your list price would be, and you personally, secretly develop your own threshold selling price, where if you had a credible, strong buyer, where you would consider selling. And I'll tell you why, because then in the next step, now this is where, and you can do this sequentially. You could say, I'd like to do some price exploration on my own without being committed to, in a contract to a realtor for a 60 or 90 day period. This is sort of a one, you could really do it in 3 days, but it's a 3 to 10 day market exploration period where you develop your pricing through this price. I would come up, if I'm selling on If I'm using social media, I'm paying Facebook $15-20 a day to market to my area. Facebook will find the strong buyers. They do. You can even just promote it. You can make a post. We're selling our home. We're having a big open house this weekend. Bring your buyers. We're going to try to sell Sunday evening. If you just, all you have to do is have a nice picture, a little story about your home, opportunity for buyers to buy pre-MLS before we hire a realtor. Come see the house this Saturday, 2 hours. If you're interested, we've got the paperwork for you to make an offer. And if you can get 15 or 20 people for your home, you're going to get from those people probably some offers. You're going to have an idea about the selling price of your home. So you can do a 5 to 10 day price exploration period. I would have a professional, it's nice to get the buyers there, but to get those buyers to pay top dollar, you need to help them get over their fears. So 1, you'll have your disclosures ready. 2, you'll make sure they understand that they'll be getting a homeowner's warranty on all the appliances and even the pipes and things. My warranty covered it when pipes in my house exploded. It's a wonderful thing, especially in older homes. And you'd also say, but if you make an offer, we'll bring in a lawyer for you. You can work with our realtor, whatever you want to do. You want to help buyers get over all their fears. So you say, this is just about the price. We can negotiate with a professional realtor overseeing it or a lawyer, all the rest of the contract. So you can be protected by working with professionals. And so you develop the price. So that's the price exploration period. After you do that, you could then go and hire a realtor, or you can just skip right to the realtor process and have the realtor do an open house launch weekend where you try to sell your home very quickly. Now, I would say without any realtors in this kind of market, you don't want to be beholden to any sort of contract that might last more than 30 days. And I don't think you even want to be beholden to your realtor to sell your home unless they hit a high price. So I would, let's say you figure out your fair market value of your home is X, but you don't really want to sell there. You'd like to sell for more. Then make sure you sign that higher contract with the realtor. And then they're going to come back and say, but it's a lot of paperwork to reduce your price. You're like, don't worry, we can do it by email. Don't let those realtor objections get in your way. You're selling your home. Don't agree to a low price and then feel like the realtor's got you on a contract if you've got it, but you don't want to sell for that price. And that happens in multiple offers, right? The realtor gets you to list your home low. Offers come in stronger. You realize, wow, I should have had sold my home for way more, but now you're worried about owing your realtor. You're worried about losing those buyers. It's a big mess. You want to make sure you can get out at any time or start off with a really high price with the realtor and say, but you can list it down here if we're trying for multiple offers. So you work with a great realtor who's had 30 or 40 sales in your area, and you see if you can sell your home for the prices that you wanted. This is difficult to discuss because if it turns out, and it's too early to say, but if it turns out prices are really cratering, then you're faced with a decision. Do I want to sell? And if so, what happened in the short sale market, we sold many, many short sales. You could get multiple offers and you could get your price, but you had to make sure you were the best priced home in your marketplace. So, even an obviously great deal. And then even though markets were falling, you could bring offers in. Another way to do it was to incentivize the buyers by you could pay the listing agent less, but you'd pay the buyer's agent more. And then you'd make sure your agent went to the open house caravan pitch sessions is what realtors call them, and say, by the way, we're paying, if we can sell the home, if we can get it under contract in the next 2 weeks, we'll pay a bonus 1% to any agent that brings the buyer. That gets houses sold. I sold my own houses. I sold clients' houses with that strategy. That's a down market strategy. You have to be working with an agent who's willing to take a little amount of money out of their pocket and put it in the buyer's agent's pockets to get the house sold. Or, for instance, I just had to pony up. I had to be willing to do it. I sold houses in Florida in the bottom of the market by making sure the home looked great. It's staged well so that the agents weren't embarrassed to tell people they should be buying it. But I incentivize the agents with an extra percent. So what would happen is they bring in their reload buyers, their buyers that were gold. They bring them to your property and get the job done. So that is what you need to be considering during this process. Now, how do we work this into what I consider the best program out there would be is I think you should be sequencing this is what I call sequence. This is what I talk about in a strategy session. We sequence your sale properly. And per your will, like if you're willing to do some of the work, we help you secure an even better deal for yourself. If you prefer to go right to a professional, we help you find a professional after we do these things with you. I can call 3 or 4 realtors, top realtors in your area, and I like to speak with their brokers first. Then we talk to the realtors, and we will seek a referral fee. And so if we've done your disclosures with you, if we've talked to you about pricing, when I call the top realtors in your area, and that's the only people I'd refer you to, are people who, if there are in existence realtors in your area who've sold a lot of homes, those are the people you have to work with, especially in this kind of market. The discounters who rely on their teams, people like that. No, you need people who speak well on the phone. That's part of what we're doing when we call them up and we talk to their brokers. I tell their broker, I want people who communicate well, who are smart, who think in systems, know how to get the job done, well, it's a long story. But we have conversations with brokers and we have conversations with those realtors, and we make sure that those are the people who are talking on the phone to the buyers and the buyers' agents, and that they know how to set up a fair process and they know how to negotiate multiple offers, including the idea of when you have that threshold price. Remember I talked about that threshold price earlier, right here, actually. When you have that threshold price, they know how to shop your offer to buyers and buyers' agents appropriately, profitably. There's a skill to it. We want to find out people. It doesn't have to be done one way, but it has to be done well. That's what we talk to people about, their experience. We gauge their experience based on their answers to questions and having a conversation. And we want people that are good at this. And then we also seek a referral fee because we've prepared, we've done your disclosures, we've talked to you about the process. You're ready to go. You're fully vetted as a potential seller. And that then we seek a referral fee, and then we share that referral fee with you so that you get the best agents at the best prices, thereby giving you your best chance for selling for top dollar at that moment in time, helping you get an even better net by reducing your realtor costs, and then having a second opinion, a second person on your team. And by sharing the referral fee, you don't have to pay me any money out of your pocket. And, I get paid based on that, taking a percentage of that referral fee. So I have, out of escrow, I get sent a check, and out of escrow, you get your realtor fees reduced. So you instantly see it. That's really the only way I like to do it. I don't know if I've ever accepted a check after the fact, because I do know, I must have done it once, because I do know that if you wait for it after the fact, even though they agreed to it, then their broker gets involved and says, oh, well, we have to pay that referral fee after 7 or 8% goes to national, 5% goes to marketing, and then they're trying to reduce your share of the referral fee proportionately. And I've played that game, not just on referral fees, but too many times, even when I worked at brokerages, they start coming up with all these ways to reduce the checks. So we like to get paid in escrow. We like to have it in writing. Because the other thing is, if you're trying to do this yourself, realtors will agree to stuff, but then their broker will say, oh, we can't do that. That's against policy and things like that. So if it's not in writing, signed by the agent, well, it's really broker to broker. Once the agent agrees in concept, I have the conversation with the broker and it gets broker to broker. And then we also make sure escrow's aware. Like, we have to work together. If you want to share in the referral fee, you have to make sure that this document gets to escrow. Right? Or you have to make sure that I get the escrow paperwork and I get to talk to escrow. But there has to be a communication between the broker and escrow to make sure that you would get your share of the referral fee. So, that's how it works. Would I be selling in this market? Well, if you can get a good price right now, it sure seems like it. How do you know you're going to get a good price? Well, that's the idea about sequencing your sale. If you know you're going to sell and you want to go right to the agent, cool. But if you want to sequence your sale and do a little price exploration, that is, we can gauge demand in your market at your price range at any time by how many people we get to show up to your open house and whether they're making offers. So it's really about foot traffic. Prices, there's a strong correlation between getting a lot of people showing and selling your home and getting the prices where the market is. And that's what we can do. We can do it in many ways, but I wouldn't lock myself into like a 6-month contract with a real estate agent. Now, I'd make sure the most, I'd rather 24-hour outs, but the most would be 30 days. So that's something to think about. If you'd like help, go to winnerstrike.com and call me, set up a strategy session. Send me, I need to figure out how to set this up on Facebook, so when you make a comment, I can talk to you, but it's not set up at the moment. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.